जाकी नाम त्याये बिन नावे पूज न होए बिन नावे पूज न होए।
Please put your hands together like this, up here like that, and in a nice clear voice so that people around you can hear, and your guru is right there sitting on the back can hear you as well. This Guru Fateh was given to us by the 10th Guru, Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj. All प्यार नाम फतेह बुलाएंगे। वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा, वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह। Welcome everybody. Thank you so much for coming. Welcome to the wonderful youth Darbar. Hey boys and girls, let me see. So, beginning of the Darbar, we're going to start now. The presentation starts now. Your learning starts now. I would definitely encourage you, if you have not joined the Gatka, the dance of the sword, the Sikh martial art, definitely something you want to do. It is recognized in the world. That's a wonderful way to defend yourself. That's always step number one with any sort of martial art is, of course, the protection of others. We never use it to hurt anybody, we use it to protect ourselves. Okay, so, what is today's topic? It's a topic that we started last week, and let's see if we learned something today. We already know what the topic is. Hanji. So, Tejpreet, you come up. So what we're doing is, I ask the questions, but I do not decide who answers it. Tejpreet, who's got the wireless mic, she's going to bring it to you if she wants. And if you answer it correctly, you will get a very nice little prize. Okay, so the question was, does anybody know what our topic for today is?
Sikhi.
Can you be more specific? Sikhi translated to Sikhism, but it was from last week. I know you're sort of right. It's a shortened version of that word. Or somebody else?
Sikh.
Wonderful. So that person gets a prize. Okay, here it is. Boys and girls, today's topic is the word Sikh. And I've got that little graphic there. It says Sikh vocabulary word. Is there anybody sitting here who can tell me what the name of that beautiful building is at the back? That building is the heart of Sikhism, of our religion. Can somebody tell me?
Golden Temple.
Okay, Golden Temple, good job. Now, question number 2, can somebody tell me what we call the Golden Temple in like Punjabi? Golden Temple to Gore ne na banaya. We didn't come up with this word. Our gurus did not give us the word Golden Temple. It was the Western world or the English, wait, 1 second, the English who gave us this word Golden Temple. So, what do we call it in Punjabi?
Harmandir Sahib.
Yes, another correct answer. Harmandir Sahib, Siri Harmandir Sahib. And of course I got a nice picture of that Babaji there, and he's very proud, and he is a Sikh, okay? So what about this topic? Step number 1, Sikhi 101, how do you actually pronounce the word Sikh? And I've already said it, but I'll tell you the reason I bring this up. It's because there's people out there who, just a little bit more this way.
You're blocking the screen.
Okay, I want you to read what's on the screen here. It says the letter I in the word Sikh makes a short I sound as in the word hill, or bill, or hit, or all the small little I sound words. And I'll tell you why I'm bringing this up. Do not pronounce the word Sikh as Sikh, okay? It's actually Sikh. And I'll tell you why I bring it up. I'm a kid from the 1980s, okay? And I grew up, nobody told me how to pronounce the word Sikh, ever. And when I was about 10 or 11 years old, the Harmandir Sahib that I just showed you, it was attacked in 1984, and then our religion was all over the television and on the news, and every single reporter who was talking about our religion kept on saying, Sikh. The Sikhs have been attacked. The Sikh temple was attacked. The Sikhs are hurt. The Sikh. And so I'm a little kid listening to this as I'm growing up right here in Canada. And I started thinking, oh, okay, that's how you pronounce the word. So for your information, do not pronounce the word Sikh as in Sikh. If you Google any videos from England, they all say Sikh. And it's actually Sikh. So let's do a repeating exercise. Repeat after me. Sikh. A little louder. Sikh. Okay, it's the first thing you learned today. Let's continue on. How do you spell the word? Now the reason I'm bringing this up is because last week when I put the word on the screen, you all saw it. But after the program, so many kids came up to me. They said, Birji, you spelled the word wrong. And I'm like, you know what? I have to talk about how you spell that word. So let's talk about it. There are actually 4 ways that I know of to spell the word Sikh. Okay, 4 different ways. And they all have a slightly different meaning. See how much you guys are learning? Here we go. Check it out. Top left-hand corner. Sikh, and next Sikh, Sikh, the Sikh. Okay, what does this all mean? Okay, here's the very first one. This is the accepted regular spelling of the word Sikh. Now, I have to pause here. If there's anybody sitting in Guru Darbar right now who's having difficulty making sense of those letters and vowels, don't feel bad, but you want to make a little mental note and think, I want to be able to read that. Because this is not the only time in the Darbar that we're going to be bringing this up. So what do you need to do? Let's give a prize for this one. If you cannot read that, what should you be doing? Oh, I'm not going to pick on you.
Going to Punjabi class.
Excellent. Going to Punjabi class. See, because if you go to Metrotown Mall or Superstore, you're not going to learn Punjabi there. You have to go to Punjabi class. Okay? So, this spelling of this word, this is the regular spelling you're going to find in books, in articles, in just your regular everyday Punjabi. Okay, the next one. Sasnasiari Sikh, Kakha Mukta K, Sikh. So this is used in Gurbani so many times. Okay? And here's a Gurbani line. Is there any Gursikh bacha who can read that? That would be so cool. Look up there, get the mic right in front of him. Marnik, Je Ek Gur Ki Sikh Suni. Thank you. Right? So obviously you've taken Punjabi classes. That's so beautiful. So this is an example. Oh, here's another question, a little higher level question. That line that you read up there, does anybody know which Guruji wrote that? Matmet Ratana Jawahar Manik Je Ek Gur Ki Sikh Suni.
Guru Nanak Dev Ji.
Wow. Yes, Guru Nanak Dev Ji. So let's go to the next one. The word Sikh. Now you notice what's different here is the last letter has that little line underneath. That little line. Wonder what that line is called. You just call it a line? Anybody knows what that's called?
Onkar.
Thank you very much. You must be a student of the Gurmat Center. Onkar. So here's another Gurbani di Pankti likhi hai. Iske asan Sikh udhar hai. Nanak har guna gao. So here's an example of Gurbani where you have the Onkar. I'll give you one last one. And we'll talk about what it means. Check that out. This is a word Sikh that is used in Dasam Bani. Sikh Ubar, Sikh Sangaru. Okay, so here you have it. The word Sikh, 4 different spellings. So I know what your next question is. Why 4 different ways of spelling? Why not just one simple way? Well, Bani is very deep. Bani is unbelievable. Check it out. The very first word is the regular everyday spelling. The next one, whenever you see the word spelled like that, it's referring to all the Sikhs everywhere, Bahubachan, in the entire world. And now, I know this is like a little deep for you, but I'll just quick, because I know there's students sitting here wondering why. The one to the bottom left, if it has the line underneath the kakha, it's a singular, not a plural. And that Bani was spoken for a specific Gursikh. And the last word there that says Sikh, if you recognize that letter, that's a yeya, but it's not a complete yeya. And you're not going to believe this. When it's incomplete like that, it's telling you, when you pronounce the word, you have to add an ada to it. Yeah, and you're like, wow, I didn't know that. I didn't know that either. I learned that today. Okay, let's talk about something serious here. What does the word Sikh actually mean? Okay, hold on. I've got 4 definitions for you. Quite often people will come up to you and say, hey, what's your religion? And I hope all of you say, nice and loud, with a lot of pride in your heart, you say, I'm a Sikh. And you know very well the next question everybody's going to ask you is, what does that mean? The pyare battiyo, we have to have the answer. Because I'm a Sikh. So, hands down. Let me give you the definitions in the interest of time. Definition number 1. A Sikh, very simply, if you are a Sikh, you are a person who follows the Sikh religion. Of course. It's very simple. The name of our religion is Sikh. If you follow the religion, like all of you, then you're a Sikh. Okay, what else does it mean? Definition number 2. Very simple. The word Sikh means student. Repeat after me. Sikh. Student. Okay? And the way you can memorize that or remember is the word Sikh starts with an S and student starts with an S. What else does the word Sikh mean? A learner. Does a student learn? So yeah, here's another meaning. You could say I'm a Sikh. Sikh means student. Sikh means learner, one who learns. Did you know Guru Nanak Dev Ji, when he came up with this word, it wasn't by accident. He wasn't sitting there one day thinking, what should I call my people? No, that everything in this religion has a rhyme and a reason. And definition number 4 is a word you might see in middle school or high school. A disciple, one who follows a certain way of living or a certain religion. 4 different definitions of the word Sikh. Going back, so number 1, a follower of the Sikh religion. Number 2, if you are a Sikh, you are a student. Number 3, a learner. And of course, a disciple. Next question, if the word Sikh means student, then who is our teacher? Does anybody know? Is it your elementary teacher, your high school teacher? I don't know. Tell me.
God.
Okay, God. Absolutely. Any other answers? If Sikh means student, who is your teacher?
Guru.
Guru. That is correct as well. Can somebody give me the complete full name of Guru? Just to say Guru? What do you mean by that? We need to learn.
Guru Nanak Dev Ji.
Okay, he was our first Guru. Another question. How many Gurus did we have? Do we have? Sorry, not did. How many Gurus do we have? Oh, look at all those hands go up. You guys are awesome.
10.
Okay, 10 Gurus. Who's our last Guru? And Tejpreet, get on the outskirts as well. Wow, Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji, absolutely right. Here's the next slide. Our teacher is Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji, and I've got my little vocabulary starburst there. We need to learn how to say that. We need to learn how to say that. Repeat after me. Ready? You can read it to me first. Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji.
Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji.
The worst thing you could ever do, the worst thing you could ever do is when somebody comes up to you and says, who do you follow? Who's your leader? I'm telling you, I'm going to say it again, the worst thing you could ever possibly do is turn around and say, our teacher is like this book thing that we've got. Paap di galla. Don't ever say that. You have to have proper knowledge. Guru Granth Sahib Ji, of course, as we can see, Maharaj is sitting on his throne, is not a book. What is Guru Granth Sahib Ji is? Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji. Don't ever refer to Guruji as a book. Books you can find in libraries, you can order online. Guru Granth Sahib Ji is not a book. You won't find Guruji in a library. You can definitely not order Guruji online. This is our live and living Guru. Okay, good for you. We're students. Guru Granth Sahib Ji is our teacher. And does anybody know what language, like the letters that are written in Guru Granth Sahib Ji, what are they actually called? What's the proper name for the letters that are written in Guru Granth Sahib Ji like we saw on the screen? Wonderful. Can you all say Gurumukhi?
Gurumukhi.
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 How many people are thinking it's called Punjabi? Put your hand up if you thought it was Punjabi. Okay, hands down. I want you to know something. When you speak, jadon aapa bolte hain, it's called Punjabi, but when we write it, the letters are actually called Gurumukhi. So what does Guru Granth Sahib Ji do for us? Here's our next slide. Guruji teaches us. We must follow everything that Guruji teaches us. Everything. Because Guruji knows best. And I've got that little vocabulary starburst again. Another word, of course, we need to know is Guru. Bolo Guru. Bolo Sikh. Bolo Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji.
Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji.
Words we must remember. Continue on. Now, the only way to properly follow the Guru's teachings is to be a good student, right? Now that you know a Sikh means student, you cannot escape that. You know, when you come home after school and you throw your backpack down and you're like, yes, school is over, I am no longer a student. No. You are no longer a student at that moment from your public school, from your Blue Jay, from your Dave Candle, from your Harry Sears, wherever you go. I'll tell you one thing. If you are a Sikh of the Guru, you are a student 24/7. Svere, Shamnu, Raat, Dine. Even if you're in a plane, if you're in a boat, if you're at the peony, if you're on a roller coaster going upside down, holding on to your bug so it doesn't fall off, you are still a Sikh. You are always a Sikh. Therefore, you're always a student. So, boys and girls, if there's anybody sitting here wondering, what is a good student? I'm going to share with you 5 of the top qualities of a good student. You're going to think, do I have these qualities? And if you don't, you're going to do something about it. Because remember, every time you come to Guru Darbar, the whole purpose is to make yourself better. And you can't do that on your own. You can only do that with the help of Guru Babaji. Top quality number 1. You're a good student, you have a positive attitude. You know what positive attitude means? It means your parents say, and positive attitude means you go, yes, jump to the gate, and you put on your shoes and you're ready to go. The opposite of that is, do I have to? That's a bad attitude. Number 1, if you're a good student, you have a positive attitude, and you're always happy about coming to Gurdwara and learning from Guruji. Quality number 2, a good student wants to learn. Like you really want to learn something. You're not sitting here because your parents made you. You actually come here and you want to learn something about your religion. Apane kuch sikhya leni hai. So, how do you learn that? Top quality number 3. A good student pays attention. Did you know everybody sitting here right now, I'll be honest, is not paying attention. There's kids, you're physically sitting here and I see you and you look beautiful, but there could be somebody who's daydreaming. Just by sitting here doesn't make you a good student. If you sit here and focus on every single word and you pay attention, then you're a student. Well, guess what? Paying attention includes quality number 4. Listens carefully. Every single word, you're like, okay, Viji talked about student. He talked about Sikh, not Sikh. He mentioned Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj. Guru Granth Sahib Ji is not a book. You replay all this in your head. You listen carefully. And top quality number 5. There's more qualities. I just stopped at 5 because I ran out of room. Self-control. That's you. Your mommy or your daddy or whoever cannot come sit next to you all the time. When you're sitting here in Sangat, you have to have control. You know what that means? You're not looking around. You're not playing with your ticket. If you get a prize, you're not playing with that. You're totally in control of your actions. You're focused and you're not bothering anybody and you're not bothering yourself. Okay? Sikh means student. These are the top qualities that a student should have. If you actually get these qualities and you practice them, guess what? You're going to learn 10 times faster than your next door neighbor. So see, you're going to be like a sponge. You're going to just take all the information. Guess what happens when you learn everything about Guruji and Gurmat? Does anybody know what actually happens? Like, okay, so you come to the Gurdwara and you learn so much about your religion and you start doing Simran, Vaheguru, Vaheguru. Does anybody know what actually happens to you? Besides being called a good little boy or girl. Like this, a few hands, this is a very serious question. You come to Gurdwara, you do the Path, you do the Simran, you do the Vaheguru. For example, repeat after me 5 times. Vaheguru, 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 Vaheguru. What happens to you? Go ahead. Preeti is doing a wonderful job. We want to make sure everybody gets a chance to talk. Hanji.
Learning with Guruji.
Yeah, you're learning with Guruji. What else is going to happen to you? You're doing the Path, you're listening to the Kirtan. What's actually going to happen to you? Do you like get bigger and stronger? Is that what happens? Are you able to run faster? What happens? What happens when you come to Gurdwara and do what you're supposed to do?
Get closer to God.
Yes. Jackpot. You get closer to God. You know what getting closer to God means? It means your life changes. Yes, your life changes for the better. You become a beautiful human being, inside and outside. So let's move on here, as I've got 5 more minutes. We've got so much to share with you today. Okay, so I have 2 sentences for you. We are students, so we should follow the lessons of our teacher. Let's say this in a different way. It's more Sikhi friendly. We are Sikhs, so we should follow the teachings of our 10 gurus. Okay? 10 gurus. So, there's a picture of our 10 gurus. I have to tell you this, boys and girls. These pictures that people make, that you have in your houses, I have as well. They're not real pictures of the Gurujis, but what it is it's an artist's perception of the Guru. Like, this is what Guruji looked like. They're not far off. I want you to know, all of our Gurujis, from Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj all the way to Guru Gobind Singh Ji, every single one of our Gurus kept their hair. Beautiful, long, uncut hair. Because the Guruji said, you know what? We're going to stay exactly as God created us. They're like, how cool is this? God made me, so I'm just going to stay exactly as He made me. I'm not going to mess with it. But not only that, they had this beautiful dastar on their head, and they're all like beautiful like that. So, as Guru Sikhs, we never bow to pictures, but we have them up because they remind us of our Gurus. I would much rather you guys have a picture of your Guru on your wall in your room, so when you wake up in the morning, to see photo dekhte hain, and you're like, Tanu Guru Nanak. Okay? Instead of waking up in the morning and you look on the wall and there's Selena Gomez. Who's going to say Tanu Guru Nanak? Nobody. That's scary. Or you have like the One Direction guys. Nahi, that's not Sikhi. You wake up in the morning, you've got your Guru Babaji's, and you have no other choice but to fold your hands and say, Tanu Guru Nanak, Tanu Guru, Vaheguru, Satnam, Vaheguru. So, is there any pyara bacha, a beloved bacha, sitting amongst us, who can actually say the names of the 10 Gurus in order and with a proper pronunciation? Ha koi pyara bacha? I never choose the stage, but she gets to choose from wherever she wants. She's being so fair with the microphone today, I like that.
Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji, Sri Guru Angad Dev Ji, Sri Guru Amar Das Ji, Sri Guru Ram Das Ji, Sri Guru Arjan Dev,
Yeah, that's right, keep going.
Sri Guru Har Gobind Sahib Ji, Sri Guru Har Rai Sahib Ji, Sri Guru Har Krishna Sahib Ji, Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji, Sri Guru Gobind Singh Sahib Ji, Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji.
Bule so nihal. Thank you, sir. If you were paying attention and counting on your fingers, he actually mentioned 11 Gurus. What's going on here? Viji said there are 10, he mentioned 11. I'm confused. Yeah, no, really, why 11? I don't get this. Why 11 Gurus?
Because we have one more Guru, Guru Granth Sahib Ji.
Thank you. We have 10 Gurus, and then our last and final and eternal and everlasting, forever and ever and ever Guru is Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj. How lucky are we? Good job. And if you were struggling with remembering the names of the Gurus, that's just another something you're going to make a note. So I'm going to go home and I'm going to study the names of the Gurus because I need to know them. You know what? Not only for yourself. Once again, somebody's going to walk up to you. See, you guys, you don't live in India. You're not in Punjab. You're in Canada. You have friends of different cultures. And when you guys start talking about religion, they're going to say, so who do you follow? And then you'll say Gurus. They say, how many? You say 10. What are their names? And you're like, I don't know. Let's change the topic. Let's talk about One Direction. So I don't want you to do that. That's an embarrassment. You want to say, here, sit here. I'm going to take all the names of our Gurus. I'll even bring a picture next to it. So you have to have this information. Moving right along. Okay, so this is one part of our topic that we're going to stop now. I have another something small I want to talk to you, and then we're going to do summary questions. I want the hands going up if you have the answers, but something happened last week. And because of that, I'm going to share in the next 3 minutes a little information about this. Having good manners. And it says there, being a Sikh means you have good manners. Well, they go together like hand in hand, right? So if you're a Sikh, automatically you should have good manners. Okay? So, why am I talking about good manners? Why not? Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj taught us all about good manners. So, we all want to be good little boys and girls. We'll talk a little bit later on, but last week, it was interesting. We had lots of pizza, we had lots of sangat, and we had prizes, and we had cupcakes. The lineup was just a little unorganized, but it wasn't the lineup, it was the way certain people were behaving. And I'm not here to make you not feel bad. Honestly, I'm here to speak the truth. So if you get a little hurt, you're going to have to deal with that. This is the house of Guru Nanak. We have to behave in a very peaceful and loving and beautiful way. We have to think about others before we think about ourselves. Taking pizza, taking extra pieces, budging in line, stuff like that is not good. Having good manners. I got 5 for you, or maybe 10. Number 1, this is so important. I'll be really quick. Number 1, saying please. Okay? Good manner. Number 2, saying thank you. How many of you actually say thank you to your parents? If you do, your mommies are watching, put your hand up. Okay, hands down. If you did not put your hand up for saying thank you, then you need to start doing that. Okay, your parents do so much for you, you could never repay them. Does anybody think if you had $1 billion, could you pay your parents back? Yeah, you think so? No. Actually, what they've given you is just unbelievable. Parents are unbelievable. Good manner. Number 3, do not interrupt. When somebody is speaking, do not ever interrupt. Good manner. Number 4, use the word excuse me. So your parents are talking, and you have something so important to say, you just can't wait, then you have to excuse me, right? Or, somehow you have to interrupt them. So you just don't walk in there, you just excuse me. Even at school, everywhere. Good manner. Number 5, ask for permission. You're at home and you want to drink a glass of water. Do you need to ask permission? No, it's a glass of water. But if it's anything that you're not sure about, ask for permission. Apni marzi nahi karni. Have good manners. Number 6, keep negative opinions to yourself. Okay? You're sitting there, you see somebody, you see something, and you're like, you want to say something mean? You have a negative opinion? Keep it to yourself. Sikhs never make anybody feel bad. And speaking of that, don't make fun out of anyone. Je tusi Sikh ho, if you are the Sikhs of Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj, you will not make fun out of anybody. Whether they're tall, or small, or black, or white, or young, or old, it does not matter. If you are a Sikh of Guru Nanak, you will stop making fun out of people starting today. You know why? Because it's not funny. It's mean. Number 7, use good language. So what does that mean? Well, first of all, speaking complete sentences. If you would like roti, you walk up to your mom and you say, Mummy di, roti launge, prashade. You know what really bothers me when you guys march up to your mother in the kitchen and you act like you're really uneducated and you just say one word. You look at your mother right in the eye and you walk up to her and you say, roti. Do you not go to school? Are you unpart? Do you not know how to speak? So from now on, when you speak to your parents and your friends, complete sentences. May I please? Can you please? Is it possible? Don't speak in one-word sentences. That's not good. Good manner. Number 9, don't use swear words. ਮੇਰੇ ਕੋ ਗੁਰੂ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਦੇ ਦਰਬਾਰ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਪਾਂ ਬੈਠੇ ਹਾਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਵੱਡੀ ਪ੍ਰੋਬਲਮ ਆ ਸਾਡੇ ਨੌਜਵਾਨ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਛੋਟੇ ਬੱਚੇ ਵੀ ਲੱਗ ਪਏ Stop using bad words. Okay? I'm not going to list those words because we're in Guru Darbar. You know who you are and you know what you use and you know the bad habits that you have. Stop using swear words. Guru Nanak would never use those words. So you shouldn't either. And number 10 is a really long one. This is my inspiration for the manners talk. I'm going to read this for you. When standing in line at the Gurudwara to get langar, pizza or cake, be patient. Be patient, polite, and wait your turn. Right? Just like you do at Disneyland, right? Be patient, polite, wait your turn. Do not budge. Take part in Guru Ka Langar. Taking part in Guru Ka Langar is a great privilege, not a personal birthright. You know what that means? You're like, I'm a Sikh. This is my Guru. I can come here and do whatever I want. No, this is a privilege. Guruji can take it away too. And this is not your house. Do you know that? It's the Guru's house. Show some respect, people. We'll be right along.
Puja ki jai, naam dya.